Good evening. A Christian doctor from Kent who prays with his patients says religious freedom is worth fighting for after reaching a legal settlement with the NHS.
A 6-day tribunal hearing concerning Dr. Richard Scott's conduct had been due to start this morning before the GP's lawyers reached an agreement with the Health Services team.
Our reporter Kit Bradshaw is outside the Ashford Tribunal Hearing Centre for us this evening. Kit, this is a complex dispute about whether it's appropriate for religion to enter the GP consulting room.
That's right, Sangeeta. This case all really rests on that point. Is it appropriate for a GP to discuss prayer with their patients and to offer to pray for them? Well, Dr. Richard Scott very much thinks it is. He's been practicing for 35 years, currently seeing patients at the Bethesda Medical Practice in Margate. But NHS bosses were threatening to remove him from the GP list after a series of complaints. And as part of that disciplinary process, they told him to go on a 3-day professional boundaries course and undergo a psychological assessment. He had refused those sanctions, and that's why he and his lawyers ended up at the building behind me at the start of a 6-day tribunal, as you say. But just before that tribunal was due to commence this morning, both the legal teams did reach a settlement, which Dr. Scott told me he was very pleased about.
I was very pleased, not least because I wasn't just fighting the case for myself, but for the rights of other Christians, doctors, nurses, health professionals, even beyond teachers, etc., to share their faith where relevant, because it can make such a big difference to people's lives.
Do you think prayer in a healthcare setting has a practical benefit to your patients?
Absolutely. I had a man last week from Poland whose wife is dying from cancer. In addition to making sure that all the other medical details are in place, could I pray for you? He was delighted to do so. And as I say, I have seen cancers stop, I've seen cancers regress through prayer, in addition to God helping patients with infertility and other areas. Why would I not offer something when I know it helps?
Now, as part of the agreed settlement, Dr. Scott has agreed to go on a 1-day training course as opposed to that 3-day training course that he was originally threatened with. The Secular Society says that shows that he does need to modify his behaviour.
Doctors shouldn't impose their personal beliefs on patients, and certainly not in a way that distresses patients. Now, we've seen multiple complaints against Dr. Scott over the years. It does suggest that there's a problem there that needs to be addressed. All we've ever wanted out of this case was for Dr. Scott and all other GPs to work within their professional boundaries and within ethical guidelines.
Now, in Dr. Scott's view, this was all about religious freedom, and he hopes that this outcome encourages other Christian professionals to share their faith in the workplace. NHS England has yet to comment on the outcome of this case.
Kit, thanks very much.